Speaking of which, do you think the middle class will be done away with in 20 years?
I think the middle class is done away with right now. If you really think about it, like what is middle class? Like, growing up, you always thought the middle class was somebody that had a job like a nurse or a teacher or firefighter, and they could buy a home, and they could go on a vacation or two every year, send their kids to college, work for 30 years, and then retire. None of those things that I just said are attainable to any of those professions right now, for the most part. Buying a home is becoming more and more unattainable by the year. Going on vacation, good luck. At this rate of plane tickets and travel and gas and all of that, sending your kids to college. We talk about the college inflation is twice the amount of regular inflation. Pretty soon, you're going to be looking at $100,000 a year for college, for private college,
which is insane.
So no middle class person can send their kid to college without taking out student loans. If you have to take a loan out, that means you can't pay for it. So that means college is unaffordable. If you really think about it, right? If you have to take a loan for anything in life, that means that you really can't. 9 times out of 10, you can't afford it. So if the majority of quote unquote middle class families have to rely on student loans, that means they can't afford college. And then retirement, that's vastly diminishing by the day. So, it's like Jim Jones had a thing where he said, 100,000 is like 10,000, $1 million, damn near like a new 100,000. And that's real. Like, it's the price of money is going down. That's why you got to invest. You got to invest your money. You got to save your money. You got to invest your money. You got to try to stay out of debt. You got to do all of these different things. But I don't see a middle class. I see a struggling class. I see 3 classes of people. I see a struggling class, which is probably 90% of the people. Those are just struggling. You could struggle anywhere from, not having no money at all to just barely making it. But you probably don't have more than 1 month saved. You're struggling. If you don't have more than 1 month saved, you're struggling. So you got a struggling class. You got a doing well class. The doing well class is the people that, you're making some money. You're making, high 6 figures. You're making 7 figures. You're doing well. As long as you don't do anything stupid, you're doing well. You're not worrying about where your next meal is coming from. You have over 6 months saved, up to a year saved in an emergency fund. You're doing well, right? And then you have the rich. You have the rich, and the rich. You're talking about networks of 25 and up. That's just chilling. That I never have to worry about money ever again. That, making millions of dollars a year off their investments. That is insulated from everything, and they don't have to worry about anything. Those are the 3 classes of people: the doing well crowd, the rich, and struggling. There's no middle class in this situation. If anything, the new middle class is the doing well. That's the new middle class, like, which most people would consider rich. Most people would consider the doing well crowd as rich, right? The average person would consider that crowd as rich, the doing well crowd. But that's really like the middle, because few bad things happen. You might be on the
lucky side.
Play your cards right. You might be on the rich side. You kind of you walking on either side of that street. But it's like Jim said, man, scary times out here.
So I gotta invest, go hard. Even going back to the top of the show, hey, why do Blackout? Diversity in media and also I love it because it was unexpected. You cannot create the same shows over and over again, same content, same career choices over and over and over again. Now, one thought George Clooney was gonna come out with a tequila. What George Clooney know about? And it worked. What was their full name? Right? Yeah, $1 billion later. Cool. Him and Cricket Wireless, and you have to diversify. What's up, my boy? Oh, I appreciate you.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Well, as Xander comes in, another eventful Blackout.
But if you're doing well, she can't ask you for a cash app off top.
If I'm doing well,
yeah.
Here's the secret.
Oh,
here's the secret. Nah, I ain't even gonna get that's too much. That's too much gain. That's too much gain.
Mm,
That's too
come
much.
on.
That's too
Come
much
on.
gain.
Summertime shootout. Come on, man. Give him one love. You know.
The thing, you know, you don't have to give money.
Talk to him, Shotty.
That's the crazy thing about it. Like when you really got motion, the vibe,
got motion sickness.
They gonna want to be with you because you have motion.
Yeah.
You don't have to act. They're not gonna ask you for money. You think a girl's gonna walk up to Floyd Mayweather and ask him for money? They know that there's perks that's just by accident, they're going to benefit in some way, somehow. Now, he probably just wants to do things because that's just his personality. But Floyd could be super stingy. Like, you know, I read Steve Jobs' book. He didn't even buy his girlfriend a dress. Super stingy. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying go that far, but you'd be surprised. You don't have to give money.
Yeah.
Because certain benefits is going to happen just by accident.
By proximity.
By
my
proximity.
dad would say. Stay around and get blessed.
By proximity, you're going to be able to travel. You're going to go to restaurants. You're going to go to different places. You're going to get things just by proximity. But then most people just want to be with somebody that has motion. They just want to be around men and women. Women. Like there's male.
The men worst.
There's male groupies. They want to be around men. This is why rappers have entourages, right? Mm-hmm. They want to be around somebody that has motion. They don't even care if they're getting paid or not. They just want to walk into the club.
They want to kick it. Yep.
They just want to be able to walk in the club without having to wait online. That's it. That's it.
We're gonna talk about the male groupie epidemic too. They're way worse than the women.
All time high.
My God. Y'all thought NVIDIA went crazy. Last 5 years, the male groupie, oh my God. Y'all gotta stop, bro.